Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanTrucks.com. On this episode of The Haul, I'm going to show you a few mods to help you with your next camping trip with your Ram. In this video, I'll be equipping our 14 Ram and our newer 19 Ram with a handful of mods each to help you on your next camping trip. Keep in mind, guys, that these mods and others like it are available for all model year Rams on our website. Now, these mods are here to help you make your camping trip a lot more enjoyable and easier to manage. Now, I'll start on our 2014 Ram and take you through a couple of mods to help you get onto the campsite and a few others. Then we'll talk about our 2019 Ram and I'll take you through those. Now, before we get to it, subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all content like this and future product reviews. What do you say we get right to it? All right, guys, to kick things off here, one of the first things I think of when putting together a build for a camping trip is truck protection. Now, getting your truck from the on-road section to the campgrounds poses a threat with things in between, like brush, logs, and even tree stumps that could otherwise damage the front end of your truck. A Barricade HD bull bar like this is really gonna do the trick. This is gonna offer some of that off-road protection for those smaller obstacles that'll pose a threat to your truck body, which is definitely weaker than this tubular steel construction. This tubular steel can take the beating, and the black powder-coated finish on top is gonna protect it against corrosion and rust. Now, that's especially useful if you're hitting the campsite after a rainy day. All that muddy rainwater being kicked up at some steel can pose a threat to it, rusting it out. But this is going to add that protection with the black powder coating, and honestly, it looks badass on the front end as well. Now, when it comes to lighting up the campground at night, some guys might be interested in picking up some aftermarket auxiliary off-road lighting, like a light bar or some cube lights, for example. Now, you could always go the route of custom drilling mounts into the body of your vehicle, but that can be pretty daunting for some truck owners. If you want a convenient place to mount it up, a bull bar like this can sometimes come with it, and that's definitely the case with our Barricade HD bull bar here. Comes with a dual row flood and spot mix with a 20-inch white LED light bar. Now, this one uses that flood and spot combo, so the spotlights give you a really fixated pure white light beam, while the floodlights give you a really wide spread to make sure the entire campground is lit up. Now, if you wanted to take the lighting even further, there are 3 pre-drilled holes here for you to mount additional lights, like some cube lights, for example. Now, this is going to be great, again, for guys looking for that additional light at nighttime for safety and who want to keep their truck protected while making their way to the campsite to begin with. Now, another thing you might want to have on hand here getting to your campsite are some mud flaps. Here we've got the Weathertech no-drill mud flaps that'll come in handy to protect your investment, because even on-road, you're more susceptible to kick up rocks and dirt and other debris that could damage your paint. Double down on that when you're heading off-road. When it comes to gravel and things like that, that stuff getting kicked up at your paint can really pose a threat, in which case having some additional coverage can really protect that investment and keep your paint safe from scratches, dents, and other chips. Now, this is going to come in handy especially when you have aftermarket wheels and tires in the mix like we do here on our 14 Ram. Having that offset here that pokes out from the vehicle a little bit, that's going to kick up even more craft that you don't want damaging your paint. These Weathertech no-drill mud flaps bolt right on without any permanent modifications. I'm not one to jump to the gun to want to drill into a truck, so having these bolt up using the factory hardware to give you that additional coverage goes a long way, in my opinion. This gives you a couple of inches coming out of the vehicle, and it definitely comes down a whole lot lower than the factory trim piece that was here to really make sure that none of that junk is going to damage your truck. Now, the nice thing about this is it's a thermoplastic resin, which is basically a really durable, impact-resistant plastic. It's got a textured matte black finish, so it looks OEM, and it's super easy to clean. All you got to do is hose it off when you're done, and it's back to new. Definitely useful for getting off-road onto the campsite safely without having to worry. Now, this next part I want to talk about here is definitely on hand for your convenience. Now, whenever you go off-road, you may want to be airing down your tires to make sure you're getting better off-road traction and stability. But when it comes time to air back up, you could wait in line at one of the campsite pumps, or you can have an onboard compressor handy so you can air it up whenever you need to without the wait. Now, this guy here is the ARB High Performance Compact Air Compressor, the 12-volt version, and this guy here is definitely going to make it easier to air up all of your tires in a flash. This is going to air you up from like 18 to 36 PSI in about 60 seconds. It's very fast, and it's something you can tackle by yourself without needing the help of anybody else. Now, the nice thing about this is it comes in a really compact, easy-to-use storage bin. The storage bin here has the compact air compressor actually bolted to the inside of it, and it comes with a 19-foot air hose here that's made from really high-quality materials that can easily reach all 4 corners of your truck. And as you can see here, it comes all the way up to the battery to give you power there. So all you have to do is clamp it together on your positive and negative terminals on the battery, just like you would jumper cables, and it's gonna put power right to the compressor inside your box. Now with that said, guys, in the box is gonna be the 19-foot hose, the wires there that go up to your battery, but it's also gonna come with a couple of neat and handy attachments. This is the tire fill valve that's gonna make it easier to quickly attach to the valve on your tires, but you also get additional attachments like this one here to work easily with a football, for example. So you can easily air this guy up on the campsite, have some fun with the family and friends by just airing it up right into the fill valve there. No need to pick up any additional attachments. Now, in addition to that, guys, this box here is gonna neatly organize or store in the back seat. You can throw it in your truck bed. Now, this one has a couple of fail safes built in to make sure it's easy to use, but also safe. It's got a thermal shutoff or a thermal safety, so if it gets too hot, it'll shut itself off until it cools down to safe temperatures and kick right back on and be good to go. It's also got a PSI safety rating, so if it overpressurizes for any reason, it's definitely gonna shut off to make sure it's not dangerous and then kick back on once the PSI is under control. So lots of really good things built in here, and it's got tons of uses to make sure that your life on the campsite is convenient and efficient. Now the next couple of mods are gonna be storage based. Obviously, if you're going camping, you're bringing a lot of camping gear with you that you wanna keep neat and organized. Now the back seats are reserved for friends and family. Underseat storage is a thing, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. You wanna take advantage of your truck bed, but keep it organized. This is the UnderCover swing case storage system that tucks in really nicely to the side of the bed. You pull the handle and it swings out toward you without having to hop up and down from your truck bed. Makes it a whole lot easier on you. Nice thing about this is it's impact resistant, it's waterproof, it's got a really durable plastic build, and you can easily unlock the lid and open it up to store your camping gear. Things like flashlights, maybe some knives, definitely throw some games in there. Take it even a step further, throw some ice and some beer in there for you and your friends. Either way, you can store some things. I've got some battery chargers in here, I've bags full of tools, things like that. Keep it neat and organized. On the side here, you've got an easy to remove little tray, so you can put stuff in there, take that out separately and use it on the campsite. And then of course, I have some keys in here. This comes with a set of keys to make sure that you can easily shut this lid, pop this guy open, and lock it shut. This is gonna make it a whole lot easier to keep your things safe if you're not actively gonna be next to the truck. Now, this goes for your day-to-day items as well, not just the campsite. You can throw some tools in there for your day-to-day use, swing it back in, it locks shut, and it's not gonna swing back out when it comes time to get your truck moving. Really easy to use, non-stop, and it's super convenient. Some of the other really cool features I'd like to point out here, aside from storing things on the inside, is the lid. 2 cup holders here, so you can keep it out here, swing it back over. Either way, keep your drink secure. And it's even got a little hardware tray. If you're setting up a game, for example, like some horseshoes, you can put your stakes right in here or something like that. Now, this is only one of 2 storage solutions I'm gonna be talking about today. So what do you say we head over to the next one? Next up is another storage solution, but for inside the cab. The Weathertech Underseat storage system is a great way to upgrade that into a deeper, more organized storage bin that uses sections to really take it to its full potential. Now, this storage bin has dividers to give you the opportunity to neatly organize your cargo into sections, knowing that all your goods won't be rolling around the entire bin when you're in motion. This is especially helpful when you're heading off-road, things like the campsite, because we know it can be a pretty bumpy ride sometimes. This is a good place for things like an axe or knife sheath that you may be bringing with you to the campsite. The entire bin locks in place to prevent it from sliding out under the seats, and the open top means you don't have to unlock any lids. Easy access at all times. Now, the next couple of mods really go hand in hand. Since you'll be using your truck bed for the tent, which I'll get to in just a moment, or other cargo, you want to have an easy way to hop in and out of the truck bed to access your cargo and that tent. This AMP Research BedStep bolts right under the factory bumper, drops down about a foot lower than the factory bumper stepping pad to give you easy access to your bed, camping gear, and things alike. Now, this guy here is foot operated, so it's super easy to use. As you can see, we have it down, but you can kick it back up with your foot and bring it back down with your foot as well. So you don't have to worry about getting your hands dirty after it's already muddied up from your boot. It offers a slip-resistant stepping pad, again, a foot lower than the factory bumper, so it's great for guys like me who are a lot shorter, or kids looking to get up into the tent at night for easy access. And because it's slip-resistant, it's good in all weather. Speaking of which, it's easy to clean, so when you're ready to head back home, just hose it off or throw some water on it, kick it back up with your foot, and you're good to go. Step it back down if you need to get up into the bed to unpack, and it's really as simple as that. Now, next up is arguably the star of the show here that no camping trip would be successful without: a tent. Now, this tent isn't the traditional tent that's on the ground in your campsite. This is going to take full advantage of your full-size truck. This is the Rightline Gear full-size truck bed tent that's going to completely enclose the truck bed and the tailgate for about 7 feet of room with the 5'7" bed and the 2-foot tailgate. Now this guy here straps all the way around the sides of the bed, taking into consideration the bed rails, and it's gonna wrap under that tailgate, and it's gonna be a really nice tight finish. Now this uses a 2000mm PU 68D polyester, which is a really lightweight material that's easy to set up and weather resistant. Now that setup only takes about 10 to 15 minutes even if you're working by yourself, and even quicker if you have a helping hand. It's gonna use some really strong fiberglass reinforced poles to pitch upward and gives you plenty of room for at least 2 adults and maybe even a couple of kids there to make it really comfortable inside. Now, in my opinion, one of the best upsides to this as opposed to a traditional tent is that you're getting up off the dirty campground. So this way you're up off the ground and into the truck bed safely, and it's got really nice nets and mesh fabrics to make sure none of the bugs can come in, especially if you have that door closed. Now this tent also comes with a couple of additional features worth mentioning that really upgrade the experience from a traditional tent. Now this is going to come with 2 storage pockets that flap over the side bed rail so you can keep things handy while you're inside the tent all night without having to hop up and down or going back into the cab. On the top, you also get a couple of skylights to let some really nice natural light through during the daytime, and you even get glow-in-the-dark zippers around the door to make sure you can see it easily in the darkest of nights on your campsite. It even comes with a hook up at the peak so you can hook on a lantern or some light sources if you're looking for additional light inside. In addition to that, you might be thinking about weather being a factor. This comes with a nice rain jacket that throws over the top and straps down in all 4 corners to make sure the skylight is blocked and some of the air holes on the sides of the tent, as well as a little bit of that door, is going to be safe from rain. Now you might be thinking, you know what, having a tent up in your truck bed may be a little bit uncomfortable on the truck bed floor, which is why you want to consider having that air mattress. This is the Rightline Gear full-size truck bed air mattress that can easily be inflated with your air compressor that we mentioned earlier, but it comes with its own really small or compact compressor that uses your truck's 12-volt DC outlet plug, and it runs pretty quickly. I had this guy filled up in about a minute, maybe a minute and a half tops, and it gets to a really nice firmness there, and that soft flocking for the bed top here is really comfortable for the inside, so you're up off that hard material of the bed floor. Either way, this is definitely a must if you're looking to upgrade your camping experience with your Ram 1500. Now, having all of these mods together on your next camping trip can really step up your experience and make it really handy to have them on deck. Now, of course, we use these mods on 2 different trucks, but you can get these mods in one form or another and consolidate them into one to make your next camping trip really enjoyable. Drop us a comment below letting us know what will be on your camping build, and while you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more lifestyle content like this. Keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.